In the heart of Beijing, within the Grand Palace of Jinxiong, preparations were underway. The reincarnation ritual was almost complete. Eunuch Li Chaosu, the power behind the throne, stood in silence as he awaited confirmation. "Proceed with the ritual, General Li Chaosu," a voice commanded, though his reputation as the most hated villain in history preceded him. Li Chaosu, the true manipulator of the Ming Empire's politics, moved to carry out the order. It was thanks to his efforts that the third princess, insignificant in the emperor's eyes, had risen in power. Her transformation was key to his plans, and now the stage was set for the next move. "They say I can make even birds fall from the sky," Li Chaosu muttered to himself with a dark smile. "But there's one thing I cannot do: have a good time in bed." Suddenly, a loud voice broke through his thoughts. "You old fool!" It was the Empress Yuan Hua storming into the chamber. "Why are you trying to leave this world, old man? Cease this mysterious ritual at once." Li Chaosu merely glanced at her, unmoved by her rage. "Is the union of yin and yang so important to you?" he asked, his voice laced with sarcasm. "Tell me, what exactly am I lacking? If it's wealth, I will give you as much as you want. If it's power, I will grant it. Please, old man, stop the ritual." The protagonist had already made up their mind. "Your Majesty, I have already made my decision. Please forgive my disloyalty for leaving you to that end." After being hit by a truck while crossing the street, he ended up reincarnating in the martial world of Feng Yuan for 12 years. Dying at the young age of 22 and getting kidnapped by a slave trafficker was bearable. But not just any trafficker, a trafficker who castrated men and sold them as eunuchs. He had done everything possible to restore their manhood, even managing to make the third princess an empress just to meet a renowned physician. From their previous life up to now, he had been a virgin for over 50 years. "Why am I so obsessed with sex?" they wondered. But it was a crucial matter for them, one that others wouldn't understand. He had mastered martial arts and reached the pinnacle of power, a state of rebirth among the greatest martial artists. His skills were unmatched, and he had become the most stunning and revered figure in the land. Yet, despite his achievements, something still gnawed at him. Satisfaction remained elusive. Even after ascending to the imperial palace, the feeling of failure weighed heavily on him. What good was power if noble intentions were lost along the way? The cycle of life and rebirth seemed endless. He would be born again and again. But the things that truly mattered remained out of reach, impossible to reclaim. "What is the point of having money or martial prowess," he wondered, "if I cannot even feel? I am still nothing more than a eunuch. That's why I've decided, when I reincarnate, it will be in a new body. This time, I will experience a life of pleasure." Even as the years passed, the Empress still threw tantrums like a spoiled child. He saw her not as a figure of authority, but as someone with whom he had shared a long, difficult journey since childhood. Perhaps that was why he saw the Empress more as a younger sibling than as the ruler of the empire. "Honestly, I gave in when she was crying earlier. But what's wrong with me? She doesn't feel like a woman to me, more like family." The imperial reincarnation ritual. Out of 100 people, 99 will die. "Are you sure you want to proceed?" He says, "Honestly, living like this, it's better to die." He have already enjoyed everything. Hello have spent all the money he could spend. If he can be reborn, he'll do whatever it takes. "Where am I?" he thought, slowly regaining consciousness. "Are you awake? I'm glad you're safe." "I found you collapsed near the pass," he continued. "Li Chaosu thinks, the one who castrated him 50 years ago and sold him to the imperial palace. Wang Sam, it's him. He heard he died after being stabbed by bandits, but he's alive." Wait, could this be a regression instead of reincarnation? The man wondered, his thoughts racing. He thought he will come back in someone else's body when reincarnating. "My manhood," Wang Sam said. "The little one, are you hurt anywhere?" He smiled softly, shaking his head, and said, "No, but my wrist hurt like I bumped into something. It feels sore. Could you take a look?" He examined it carefully and says, "I happen to have good herbs at home. Would you like to follow me?" With a smirk, he replied, "So you can kidnap me, tie me up, cut off my manhood, and sell me again as a eunuch." Wang Sam was shocked and asked how did he know. He paused, his voice growing cold. Do you know that I reversed all the martial arts techniques I mastered in my previous life? I still remember every single one of them. The skills, the pain. They've never left me. Lee Cheolsu says, "When I heard you were killed by a stab wound while they searched for you, I wondered how you must have felt. Do you even know what regret feels like?" His voice turned harsh. "Die, die, you filthy trafficker. You ruined a perfectly healthy man. You turned him into a cripple for the rest of his life, you damn bastard." His face hardened. "It took me 50 years to get to this point because I was castrated. Even with all the power and wealth I had, none of it meant anything. I couldn't enjoy any of it. But now he is different from before. Whether it's reincarnation or regression, it doesn't matter anymore. From now on, he will live for himself. His life begins anew." The second eunuch regains his manhood. A cold wind swept over the icy peaks of Gamsuk province as Lee Cheol-su climbed the treacherous slopes of the Joint Mountain. His breath was visible in the frigid air, and his body shivered uncontrollably. It was freezing to death, he thought, yet his determination pushed him onward. His heart was set on revenge against Wang Sam, but the road was long, and the pain of this climb was excruciating. Still, Lee Cheol-su welcomed it. For years he had longed for this agonizing journey. Despite the exhaustion creeping into his bones, he wondered, was there a world as profound as the pleasures of life? Could there be more beyond physical satisfaction, beyond earning coins for mere indulgence? Lee Cheol-su had rejected such fleeting gratifications, refusing to waste himself on them. His mind was set on something higher, a union of physical and mental pleasures that only true love could provide. But to attain that, he knew he needed power. Wealth, fame, strength. These would be his tools in pursuing his ultimate form of indulgence. He had once prepared everything, treasures and martial manuals, all in case he would ever reincarnate, but fate had taken a different turn. He had regressed, and now all his prior preparations seemed irrelevant. As a former head of his family's intelligence agency, Lee Cheol-su could almost predict the future. His classmates and Seo Chang, they would surely see the rise of a hero soon enough. He would make sure of it. As he climbed, he felt his martial arts improving. His knowledge of future events would give him an unparalleled advantage in the martial world. He would create a storm, the likes of which had never been seen before. Becoming a respected hero seemed like it wasn't far off now. Lee Cheol-su reached a higher point on the mountain, his legs aching with the effort. The habit of laughing from his days as a eunuch threatened to rise in him again. No, he thought, that part of me must change. His final act would take place soon within the joint clan, and for that he needed to shed his old habits. Suddenly, a voice pierced the quiet snowfall. "Are you there?" It was a youthful voice. A child. No, that was impossible. No one else would be climbing the joint mountain in the dead of winter. Lee Cheol-su tensed, eyes scanning the surroundings. "I, Lee Cheol-su, have lost my parents to bandits. I have only ever dreamed of becoming stronger. Please accept me as your disciple, as a disciple of the joint clan." The plea hung in the cold air, and Lee Cheol-su's heart hardened. The joint clan, an organization with deep roots in Taoist teachings, combining the martial arts of Confucianism, Buddhism, and Taoism. Their warriors stood against the dark forces of the Jianghu, unyielding even in the face of certain death. Strength and toughness were their trademarks. Climbing the joint mountain alone in winter, do you not value your life? If I can enter the joint clan, nothing else matters. The stranger's words resonated with Lee Cheol-su. He understood this desperation, this desire for power at any cost. He, too, had once risked everything, but now he needed more. "Show me your hands and arms," he demanded. The stranger hesitated but obeyed. Lee Cheol-su could sense the energy flowing through the boy's body. His natural circulation was pushing out impurities. Had he used the grounding technique to survive the climb? Lee Cheol-su stood before John Young, leader of the Gongdong sect. His heart pounded as John Young scrutinized him. The leader's gaze was sharp, as though he could see right through him. "The grounding technique you used, it's impressive. It lays the foundation for cultivating energy and strengthening the dantian." Clearly, you're no stranger to martial arts. Did your parents teach you? Yes, that's right, he replied confidently. I learned it to enhance my stamina. When practiced over time, it can work wonders. John Young nodded, satisfied with the answer. Very well. Normally, our sect requires several processes for initiation. However, given your talent, I will allow you entry directly. Li Cheol-su's eyes glimmered. His plan was falling into place. The Gongdong sect was on the brink of collapse, but that worked to his advantage. Let's not get too comfortable, though. The Gongdong sect may once have held the first seat among the 9 great sects, but we've suffered greatly. A devastating blow during the Dark Martial Arts War 50 years ago left us nearly destroyed. Li Cheol-su glanced around at the crumbling remains of the sect's buildings. The devastation was evident, but this decay presented him with the perfect opportunity to rise quickly through the ranks. But, John Young continued, before we discuss the rules, there's someone you should meet. John Young gestured to the side, and a figure emerged from the shadows. This is Yu Jin Hui, our sect's current main disciple and your senior. Li Cheol-su eyed the figure closely. Yu Jin Hui was renowned as the Sword Saint, an individual with unmatched skill, but Li Cheol-su's ambition ran deep. The more chaotic this sect becomes, the easier it will be to overtake them, he thought. From today, this is your fellow disciple, Li Cheol-su. Yu Jin Hui smiled at him, though it was a calm, calculating smile. Ugh, what a storm, she said, brushing the snow from her cloak. This person, why are you so good-looking? Li Cheol-su blinked, caught off guard. Was this a compliment or mockery? Regardless, he kept his composure. Nice to meet you, fellow disciple. He thought back to his previous life, remembering a time when such interactions had felt distant and pointless. He had never cared for the social rivalries, the contests among martial women. Mere nonsense, he had called them. If this continues, my future... No, I can't allow distractions. Yu Jin Hui noticed the tension in his expression. You don't look well. Are you sick? No, I'm fine, he answered quickly. That's a relief. No need to be so formal. Let's get along like brothers from now on. Li Cheol-su felt a slight pang of guilt, but he reminded himself of his mission. He couldn't afford distractions now, not even from a friendly face. Yu Jin Hui turned, gesturing for him to follow. There are so many places I want to show you. Come. Suddenly, Li Cheol-su felt a strong grip on his arm. Stop, don't touch me, he snapped, pulling away. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. This is my first time having a disciple, and I got too excited. Li Cheol-su took a deep breath. I had overreacted. No, it's fine. I'm the one who overreacted. I apologize. He knew he needed to stay calm. He couldn't afford to create tension within the sect. Building relationships, especially with someone like Yu Jin Hui, could be crucial for his future. The winds of change are blowing, but the winter of this sect may soon be coming to an end. John Young's thoughts. I hope Cheol-su and Jin Hui become friends soon, John Young mused silently. It was around this time, 10 years ago, when I picked up Jin Hui, an orphan. John Young's mind wandered back to the day he found Jin Hui, a young and starving child with a piercing gaze. After discovering Jin Hui's genius, I have nurtured him in every way until now. He's the only hope for rebuilding the joint sect. John Young had placed all his hopes on Jin Hui, but there was one detail that complicated things. Jin Hui was not who everyone thought he was. Jin Hui will need to venture into the martial world, frequently clashing with men. Through these interactions, especially with peers like Cheol-su, he will learn the ways of the world. But more importantly, John Young sighed deeply, knowing that the burden Jin Hui carried was far greater than that of an ordinary disciple. He needs to learn how to be careful, not to reveal his disguise as a woman. The secret weighed heavily on John Young. Jin Hui's identity as a woman, concealed for survival and ambition, could shatter the fragile balance they were trying to maintain in the crumbling Gongdong sect. I, Cheol-su, tomorrow marks the monumental day of my first day as a disciple of the joint sect. Yet I have already been tossing and turning for 2 hours. This is because of that bastard Jin Hui. Half a day ago, I looked forward to working with you, senior. I'm sorry for startling you so many times, Junior said, apologizing. The once glorious grounds are now in shambles, but I still wanted to introduce you to this place. Even after the horrific massacre 50 years ago, the Hyunshin Palace, where the headmaster resides, and the Cheongwoon Hall, where the disciples live, are still standing. The joint sect isn't dead yet. I wanted to share the meaning with you too. 50 years ago, the war of righteousness and demons began with the annihilation of the joint sect. Back then, no one expected the demon sect to bypass the Kunlun sect and strike first at the joint sect, the strongest among them. It's not hard to understand Jin Hui's desire to share the history of this place. I can see where he's coming from, Junior explained. I understand. But please don't approach me suddenly like you did earlier. I'm a bit shy. Oh no, he visibly shrank back. It wouldn't be good to push any further here. Mistakes can happen to anyone, so there's no need to feel disheartened. If it's the history of the joint sect told by you, I'd love to hear it, Junior added. Up to this point, things were going well. Calming a fiery boy like that required only one thing, a statement that would make him want to listen. Then, shall we go? I didn't realize Jin Hui would suddenly throw an arm around my shoulders. Oh no, I did it without thinking. I'm sorry, disciple. I almost lost my 50 years of chastity in an instant, Junior thought, horrified. Who is Jin Hui? He is the prodigy born from the joint sect, a genius among geniuses. Even if women who want him stir up chaos in the martial world, he's the kind of guy who rebuilt the joint sect without batting an eye. How can it be that he has abilities, character, and looks all combined, and yet he treats women like stones? Junior wondered. People say that he values martial skills over women, but now that I've faced him directly, I understand. Jin Hui is definitely gay. I've seen him, even during his eunuch days. They said he was castrated, but he still has the back part left, and is pioneering a new path for sexual desire. But I'm not gay, Junior thought in denial. How did you get this thing? Damn it, I'm starting to want to use this. For some reason, my little buddy looks gloomy today. Kegel exercises are not enough. Is it time for Jelking exercises? Jin Hui sighed. I'm sorry, but I'm destined to be a stamina king. I won't give you an ass to use. It's frustrating. Why am I like this? I have committed 2 rudenesses to a newly arrived disciple today. I'm just so happy to have a new family that I get a little too excited, even if I can't set a good example. If you tell me the history of the joint sect, I'd love to listen too, Junior requested. You must have been surprised and troubled, yet you tried to say nice things while considering my feelings. I want to get closer to Chelsea. Is this what it feels like to have a brother? Next time, I hope we can get close enough to embrace each other freely. The next morning, the cleaning is done. Ugh, he expected it, but it's really painfully poor. The kitchen is in such a state that it could collapse at any moment. He wonders what he's doing there right now. But to become a hero of the martial world and make a name for himself, he needs to make a good impression on the master and senior. Since it's come to this, even the time spent scrubbing a single grain of rice or vegetable will be used to the best of his ability. Today is also a day to salute the master of obstetrics, Arnold Kegel Sr. Bam! Junior was in the kitchen. Junior, what are you doing here right now? Ah, did you arrive, Senior? Junior asked, startled. Did you really prepare everything for breakfast by yourself? I came just in case. Yes, I did. The youngest should be the one to find and do these things. Seriously, I've never seen anyone as quick and capable as you, Ho. Commendable, Senior praised. Yes, yes. Wow, he looks good even in this situation. Damn, he's really handsome. If I looked even half as good as him, I wouldn't be suffering like this, thought Junior. After losing my parents, I guess I grew up quickly due to hardships. I'm sorry if I made you uncomfortable by acting alone, Junior said. No, I wasn't trying to be sarcastic. I'm also an orphan like you. I just felt a sense of camaraderie. I meant that I think your maturity is good, Senior reassured. Why has this guy been apologizing so much since yesterday? Is he planning to advertise himself as a pushover? Yes. Yes. I will help you even now. I have some experience preparing vegetables, Senior offered. Huh? Originally, this was my job. What kind of senior makes their younger siblings suffer for no reason? This guy is really attached to his sister. After all, the legendary Eugene Hui originally had sisters, not a brother, Junior thought. The protagonist reflects on the beauty that, in the future, will be called the best in the world. However, the appearance of this figure remains distant, and for now, Eugene Hui is their only peer. Senior, if you are going to help, please supervise me. I will go fetch some fresh water to wash the vegetables. Got it. I absolutely don't want to get close to Eugene Hui. What I want is only the name of the senior who will become famous in the distant future. I will seduce every woman who can be seduced by his name and make them deeply infatuated with my charm through repeated conquests. Junior, that's dangerous. Ugh, are you okay? Yes. How beautiful is this rosy future? You are lighter than you look. Don't I have to keep my butt safe? The scent of wildflowers. Wait, no. Where are you touching, Senior? I'm sorry, Junior brother. Jinmu swears he wasn't trying anything with her. Please don't misunderstand. Misunderstand what exactly? Stop blushing. You are making the situation even weirder. I'll prepare the meal. You go and rest. You must be really shocked. Is Jinmu trying to assassinate me, or what? How can a junior brother order around a senior sister? If our master sees this, he's definitely going to grab the back of my neck and say the order of the sect has collapsed. Geez. Senior sister, there's no need for you to do such trivial tasks anymore. From now on, as the youngest of the sect, I'll handle them all. All right. But still, it's fine for me to help you, right? That's fine. 2 months passed quickly. At the Joint Sect Grand Martial Hall, what do you think is the true strength of martial arts? Some say there's nothing like inner energy, and it consumes all sorts of elixirs, while some say outer strength is true power and constantly swing their fists. But true strength comes from a balance between inner and outer forces, neither too much nor too little. Only then will martial arts show its greatest potential. Therefore, you must never take shortcuts in your training. Do you understand? Yes, Master. Good. Now I'm off to see your senior sister. Make sure not to slack off. Yes, sir. Even if he hadn't said that, I have no intention of slacking off. A superior body means superior vitality. What's the point of a scrawny guy having a big thing? If it's for the art of intimacy, all hardships are just sweet. Today's horse stance feels especially refreshing. The result of my 2 months of training is finally showing. Is this what it feels like for gym junkies when they increase their dumbbell weight? Back when I was a eunuch, no matter how much I trained my body, I could never shake off that neutral and vagueness feeling. It was all because of that cursed eunuch martial arts, the Guihua treasure technique, which I had mastered. If I hadn't followed that quack doctor's prescription for rebirth, I wouldn't have worn out my subordinates or gathered all the elixirs from the martial world, causing environmental destruction. Thinking about my past only makes him angrier the more he dwells on it. Just watch. This time I will live the true alpha male life. Junior brother. Senior sister, why are you here? Master has finished his training for the day, so I've come to fetch you. It's already time. Not enough. I want to complete my physique as a lustful warrior as soon as possible. But time is passing too quickly. Later that night at the Joint Sect Mountain. Well, if something's lacking, I'll just fill it secretly. To not get tired in the pleasure gardens, cardiovascular endurance is crucial. The only thing I'm worried about is Master. He set the training schedule so I wouldn't harm my young body. If he finds out that I'm doing extra training, he'll forbid it immediately. But he can't give up night runs. Regular training won't make me a vitality king. Let's get started tonight with a powerful run. Wait. Gah! Senior, why are you here? Jin Hui was wondering what you have been sneaking out of Chongwoon Pavilion to do lately. I see you were doing extra training. Master warned that pushing the body beyond its limits is harmful. I can't just stand by and let you overdo it. Damn it. Why did I have to get caught right now? If I had even a year's worth of inner energy, I could have sensed Senior's presence through Kai. If I leave her alone, she'll definitely tell Master. If I can't continue, my cardiovascular endurance will decrease, which means less blood flow to the penile tissue. In conclusion, this is a crisis for my vitality. He apologized for worrying her, but he has his own reasons for this training. You and I are different. While you grasp 10 concepts when taught one, I'm a fool who forgets the one I'm taught. I hate being left behind. I hate the idea of being cast out and wandering the streets. And I hate the reality that if I don't grind myself to the bone with training, I won't even reach your feet, let alone stand beside you. Have you ever heard of the early bird catches the worm, Eugene Ho? You who are upright down to your bones, could you really tell Master after hearing my resolve? She's getting closer. I need to squeeze out more tears to win her over. I don't want to be cast out. I didn't know you were struggling with that. I'm sorry, junior brother. I didn't realize. Lee Cheol-soo was shocked. Shh, don't cry. Let go, you crazy woman. Do you have steel bars in your arms? This can't be happening. How could be my first hug end up like this? I was determined to save my first embrace for a breathtaking beauty. Damn it. And so my senior sister stole 50 years of my pure heart. Squishy? Monster? You are a monster. There's no need to listen to words that slander you. You too are just a human standing under the same sky. Anything lacking can be learned. Why don't you follow me? Cheol-soo, the master won't kick you out just because your martial arts are lacking. Once you have entered the joint sect, no matter who you are a part of this sect's family and my eternal junior. So if you ever feel troubled, whenever it may be, you can lean on me like you are right now. I will always stand by your side and help you. So how is it? Do you feel better now? For the first time since joining the joint sect, I am feeling sympathy for my senior, Eugene Hui, who not only masters all martial arts in harmony, but can also perfectly imitate any technique after seeing it once. Turns out to have gynecomastia. I know all about gynecomastia. I suffered from the same condition during my past life. I barely got rid of it through transformation. Sure, women might think of it as a chest, but with a 99% accuracy rate, Dongcheng and Seo Chang have already concluded that Eugene Hui is a man, so there's no chance Eugene Hui is a woman. As of today, your external martial arts training will come to an end. You have worked hard till now. Cheol-soo, your foundational bones and muscles are well developed, so let's reduce your external training and start internal martial arts. Congratulations, Junior. Yeah, what's wrong with him? I'm happy to start internal martial arts, but I can't stand how annoying Eugene Hui is. Even when I'm making breakfast, he unnecessarily insists on helping. You don't look well. Ah, I'm fine. Let's not dwell on useless thoughts. I have got bigger problems to deal with than Eugene Hui right now. Thank you, Master, but I don't want to reduce my external martial arts training. The Master isn't wrong, though. Most people who start learning internal martial arts only train in external skills just enough to maintain their physical conditions. The rest of their focus is on cultivating internal energy, stamina, and reflexes. But I can't do that. External training is the only way to build the ultimate physique that will captivate women. No matter how many vague excuses I throw around, I won't change the fact that I'm still worse than Eugene Hui. You don't want to reduce your external training. I'd like to hear more of your thoughts. Contrary to what my talent might suggest, I'm actually quite slow. In order to assist my senior and help rebuild the sect, I believe I need to put in more effort than the masters. Cheol-soo thought, although the efficiency is terrible, continuing external training after starting internal martial arts isn't impossible. Even with the same sword technique, a swing backed by greater strength than your opponent's will create a noticeable, albeit small, difference. That subtle difference will create the value of the sweat I have shed and eventually bloom into a vibrant beauty that reaches the level of a master. Please allow it, Master. I'm confident in my ability to put in any effort. Is that truly a child's gaze I see? He cannot be like others, so he has to put in different efforts. Does Cheol-soo already understand that this talent is that of an average person? There was a time when the joint clan had knowledge to nurture talents to their fullest potential. But now, everything has turned into dust. That's why Cheol-soo's words might not hold up by the standards of the ordinary world. By the standards of rebuilding the fallen clan, that is indeed correct. Take this, it's the formula for the foundational internal martial art. So Yang Simbeop. Thank you. Cheol-soo thought, what's going on? Did he not receive permission to train? At this rate, it will be a bit difficult for Master to continue training. The martial world is ruthless to those without talent. However, for those who dare to challenge, all paths are open. John says he will grant him permission for additional external training. Furthermore, he will now pass on the So-Yang symbiote to him so he can memorize the formula for the internal martial arts that the enemy gave you. Yes, I will begin the Jin-Gi-Do now. Are you ready? Yes. Jeon says he will infuse internal energy into Cheol-Su's body and guide it according to the formula. Make sure to remember that as well. A warm energy swirls around Cheol-Su's solar plexus. It's a sensation I have never felt, even in my past life. It's not the chilling cold that pierces like Gyu Hua Bo. Instead, a gentle warmth envelops my entire body. The sunlight flows through my veins. Is this what it feels like? This is Yang Qi. Congratulations on entering the realm of internal energy, Cheol-Su. Cheol-Su thought, he is no longer a eunuch. At this moment, he has truly been reborn as a real master. What do you mean by that? Are you saying you want to continue your external training, Jin Hui? Yes. As your senior, I want to lead my master. You have really learned how to build camaraderie, haven't you? Go ahead and do what you want, Jin Hui. Everything you foresee is a learning experience. Cheol-Su and Jin Hui. Even though they're both young, they are so sincere about rebuilding the clan and martial arts. Now I can finally fulfill the wishes of the previous master. Meanwhile, in the depths of the mountain, next day. Oh my, what on earth has happened here? Who could have turned the barn into such a mess? Even all the goats the farmer raised have disappeared. He was going to sell them at the market today. The farmer starts fainting. He was planning to donate the money from selling the goats to the Gongdong sect. How could something like this happen? Even though we are poor, I hope to contribute to the sect, but now my lifelong dream, which I have worked so hard to achieve, is gone in an instant, he says. Anyway, are you talking about donations in a critical situation like this? What's so special about the Gongdong sect that you would go this far? It's already so hard on you and me. Such disrespect from this child, an abandoned hero. He's probably upset because I have been bedridden. To a youngster's eyes, I must have appeared pitiful. He doesn't know what the Gongdong sect used to be like. But before, it was truly something amazing. The Gongdong sect, the only gang in such a place that planted dreams and hope in a poor kid like me. Perhaps that kid is right. After the invasion by the demonic sect, the Gongdong sect's teaching must have been tainted. The beautiful Gongdong sect from before may never return. All right, I can feel it. The yang energy has properly settled in my core, but something feels a bit off when I try to use the Xiaogang technique. I can't quite figure it out. Is it because I mastered the yin-based technique in my past life? Even the Gongdong sect martial arts stories that I heard from Master yesterday didn't seem odd at all. The emblem of our sect is the reverse Taiji. It symbolizes our ancestors' teaching of yin and yang reversal. Yin and yang reversal means water flowing upwards and fire burning below. In other words, the ultimate balance of yin and yang, achieving the highest form of life. Because of this, ignorant people think our martial arts resemble demonic arts that go against the natural order, and they despise us. But we aren't like them. Unlike the demonic sect, we only aim to eradicate the demonic sect. So remember this distinction and don't be swayed by rumors. Anyway, joining the Gongdong sect was the right decision. They are the most crucial martial arts to slay demons. The toughness of their study is the most fitting discipline for the sectopath. I've clearly heard something. That sound, please Gongdong sect, help my grandfather. If this is truly the greatest and most righteous Gongdong gang, then surely you can help someone like my grandfather who has supported you his whole life. Disciple, did you hear that sound just now? Yes, I did. It sounds like someone is asking for help. Of all times, it had to happen while Master is away. I'm not sure what's going on, but one of us should probably go check it out. So you want us to catch the one who destroyed your barn and stole your livestock? Yes. That's rather unusual. Isn't it common practice to report theft to the local authorities? Well, it didn't seem like something a person could have done, so I made a choice. Even if someone is stealing, who breaks a barn like that? It doesn't make sense. Grandfather has always loved the Gongdong sect so much that he raised goats. to contribute even a little to its recovery. We found the collapsed barn when we went to check on the goats before taking them to the market. I know it's shameless to ask without a penny in hand, but couldn't you help for the sake of my grandfather who has supported the sect his entire life? All right, the effort this child has made to come all the way here is commendable. Shall we at least take a look? This is our barn. The barn is located at the base of a mountain that connects to Gangdong Mountain. It seems like there must be frequent attacks from wild animals. Lee Cheolsu noticed something. The tracks look just like those of a snake. Judging by its size, it's almost a demonic creature. Could a giant snake have come down here looking for food? Senior brother Jin Hui, are there any hidden legends or sightings about a giant snake on Gangdong Mountain? No, I have never heard such a thing. If there had been a dangerous demonic creature on the mountain, Master would have taken care of it. Besides, Gangdong Mountain is a sacred site of Taoism, and its spiritual energy should cause animals to mutate. With a demonic creature of this size, there should have been legends or sightings. If this is the first time you're hearing of it, it means it hasn't been active for long. Also, if I eat such a large snake, I can absorb plenty of vital energy. We'll take care of this, senior brother, but do you think it's all right to act without telling Master? If it could be one thing and causing a commotion might be unnecessary. Also, it wouldn't be right to refuse a request for help from the residents of Gangdong Mountain. If we ignore this devoted child, it would only fuel misunderstanding about us being neither righteous nor demonic. All right, I get it, junior brother. If it really is a demonic creature, we need to deal with it before it causes more harm. Since the barn was torn down so dramatically, there must be some traces left. Let's send the child back and clean up the area to investigate. Okay, I'll escort him back. Found it, senior brother. The demonic creature has devoured the livestock. It fled this way. We must hurry and chase after it. Junior, are you sure it's okay to act without telling Master? Aren't we helping someone? Lee Cheolsu thought about it. Of course, as a righteous disciple, you are so rigidly. For now, let's focus on carefully following the tracks. If we lose track of it, we might also get lost. Cheolsu noticed. Wait, why did the tracks suddenly stop? Junior, look out. The demonic creature suddenly attacked Cheolsu. Junior. At the critical moment of crisis, a vision of the future flashed through his mind. Before the sword, Saint Yu Jin Hyuk set out into the martial world, he lost his way on Gangdong Mountain and stumbled upon the legendary Gwangsong Dan Hyul. It was said that he rediscovered a portion of Gangdong sect's lost secret teachings in a treasure vault left by the ancestors, and he consumed an elixir there. For an ordinary beast to transform into a demonic creature, it must have absorbed an enormous amount of spiritual liquid and spiritual energy. If there's a place on Gangdong Mountain where such energy exists, it must be that very spot. If this snake happened to wander into the Gwangsong Dan Hyul and absorbed its energy, causing it to mutate, if I survive this crisis, I could not only restore our vitality. Just like in the records of my past life, I may be able to recover the Gangdong sect's lost secret techniques. If I manage to overcome this crisis well, not only will it enhance vitality, but I might also regain the secret techniques of the Gongdong, like the records from my past life. Junior. Even though the junior has been poisoned, he's holding on. If I delay any longer, his life will be in danger. It will cut through the torso right here. The scales are too tough. The beast also attacked Jin Hui. Cheolsu thought to himself, what are you standing there for, Yu Jin Hui? You mustn't panic, even when something unexpected happens. Honestly, there's still a long way to go. Cheolsu pierced the demonic beast's eyes with a wooden stick and escaped from its mouth. Junior, are you all right? Yes, but we need to focus. We've fallen right into its trap. Earlier, I noticed that the torso is too tough, making it hard for a weapon to cut through, right? Yes, the scales are harder than expected. It seems like we need to decapitate it in one strike. But I can't keep up with its attack speed. I can't even find an opening. What should we do? Lee Cheolsu started thinking, well, it's understandable for you, Jin Hui, to struggle against a demonic creature, as you haven't yet reached your full strength. As for me, I have my abilities from my past life. Even if I have been poisoned, I can still buy us some time. But if the immature Yujin Hui also gets poisoned, there'll be no way out. I must create an opening. Cheolsu says, "Senior, I'll give the signal. When I do, maximize your sword's destructive power using the Sa-Yang technique." What? How can you do anything in your condition? There's no time to hesitate now. The snake starts rushing towards Cheolsu. No matter how formidable this demon is, its right side is full of weak points. Cheolsu starts distracting the demonic beast with his skills and creates an opening. Now senior Yu Jinhui. Jinhui quickly rushes toward the demonic beast and slashes its head. It's done. As expected, the neck was its weak point. No way. Did the junior foresee this and guide me so that I could decapitate it? Junior, Cheolsu thinks, my body feels like it's burning. They said the snake's poison has strong yang energy. The ancient herbalist wasn't wrong, but rather this is good. With my superior energy control technique, I can expel the poison and retain only the yang energy. Yujin Hui, you needn't worry too much. I'll be back to normal soon, you'll see. Junior, snap out of it, Junior. What should I do? Because of me, the junior. He overexerted himself with a poisoned body just to create that opening. I need to save him. I have to save him. I'm not ready to lose you yet. Cheolsu wakes up, his head spinning slightly. He feels a sharp sensation on his neck. His eyes snap open and he freezes as he realizes what's happening. Jin Hui is crouched close to him, lips pressed against his neck, sucking out poison with focused intensity. Has the poison already paralyzed the junior's tongue? You fool. The pain looks severe. I need to extract the poison quickly. It's okay. I'll make sure you don't hurt. A few wounds later, the pulse is stable now. Thank goodness, yes. But more than that, thinking about eating this demon creature like this is a first for me. Well, depending on the species, if you cook snake thoroughly, it's really good for nutrition and vitality. Master would have loved it too. Even now, you are talking about your master. If your stomach is full, let's follow the traces of the viper. If the track is intact, we should be able to find the source. Is this the last trace? It leads into that cave. There's an intense spiritual energy emanating from there. You sense it? Your intuition is remarkable. In your previous life, you must have used this very instinct to find this place. I never imagined there was a place like this near Gongdong Mountain. Could this be the legendary Guangzhong Dangyol? It might be. Guangzhong Dangyol, the place where the ancestors of the Gongdong cultivated their qi. The viper must have eaten a spiritual pill from this place, and there's a legend that 300 years ago, the best warrior of the Gongdong, the master of the Hongyuan sword, Wu Jikui, ascended to immortality in this very cave. If this really is the place, it must be filled with elixirs to restore vitality. Oh, Junior, look over there. The container for the spiritual pills has fallen. The viper must have eaten the pills and gathered spiritual energy, turning into a demonic creature. Wow. What a huge place. Is this a book? The 3 Yin True Technique, the 7 Kill Sword, the Heavenly Mystery Sword. It's famous. How great would it be to learn these techniques? The Demon Slayer of Tang. Even the lost martial arts of the Gongdong are here. Was this place used by the masters of ancient times for training? Could this really be the legendary Guangzhong Dangyol? Did you find anything, Senior? It seems I have discovered some of the lost martial arts of the Gongdong. I can't believe we have encountered such a great opportunity. I'm thrilled. That's great. It seems like there are more hidden spaces around here. I will look around as well. All right, I'll explore more of the cave too. Both of them go different ways. Suddenly, Cheolsu rushed towards a specific cave. There's no time to waste. I need to find the elixirs before Yujin Hui. All the elixirs here are mine. If I can consume the elixirs even a second sooner, I'll never have to endure the perverted senior's harassment again. I'll forget all the humiliating past experiences. And with this, I'll take one step closer to becoming the harem king. This is a bathhouse, huh? These traces. Suddenly, Li Cheolsu screams loudly. Yujin Hui, worried, starts rushing towards him. Junior, what's going on? That's Mitsang Su. Mitsang Su, It's an elixir formed over 1,000 years by gathering the yin energy of extreme yin traces. It's a rare medicine, but it contains such strong yin energy that it's harmful to vitality. Junior, are you okay? I was startled. I thought something terrible happened. This is something terrible. You fool, it's almost a disaster for me. If too much yin energy builds up in a man's body, even the body shape can start changing to resemble a woman. If I consume mitsangsu, I might lose all my size and vitality. I have to build up. Junior, are you crying? Are you okay? No, these are tears of joy. I have gone through these hardships. Senior brother, this is undoubtedly the legendary mitsangsu. With this amount, one person could awaken their vital energy and meridians. Senior brother, you should be the one to take this elixir. Me? No way. You were the one who found it first. Cheolsu thought, mitsangsu is no better than trash to me. You fool. No, even if I take it, it would be a waste because I'm slow-witted. If we share it, the effects will be halved, so for efficiency's sake, it's better for you, as the one responsible for restoring the sect, to take it. No, Junior should take mitsangsu. Precisely because you're not taking it. Don't you need the elixir? I believe I can ascend just through training, so it's only natural and right for you to take it and stand alongside me. Li Cheolsu was dumbstruck. This stubborn, righteous kid refusing even when it's being handed to him. For Junior. Then I'll make it so you have no choice but to take it. Cheolsu grabs Yujin Hui's hand and asks, how about a request from your younger brother? I'm offering you the elixir out of respect for you as my elder brother, but don't you understand that this is for your sake? Yujin Hui was embarrassed and wasn't able to respond clearly. What for me? You, then, I will take it. Seriously, when it comes to brotherhood, he can't resist. Since mitsangsu is a yin elixir, you'll need to use internal energy that aligns with the yin flow. We didn't ever receive any training on the basics of yin-based techniques. Yes, there was the 3 yin series technique, right? I'll have to memorize the chants immediately. Yujin Hui starts memorizing the chants. Wow, look at the speed at which he's turning the pages. Truly, the heavenly body is this? If I ascend to this level, I'll be able to absorb the elixir even without much help. Good, I have memorized it all already. Yujin Hui stepped towards the mitsangsu. This mitsangsu that Junior generously gave up for me, no matter what, I want to make it mine. Yujin Hui drinks the elixir. Ugh, it feels like my heart is freezing. Senior brother. Jin Hui kneeled on the floor. The energy is rampaging wildly inside my body. Bad, if this continues, I won't be able to control the energy. Ugh. The force of mitsangsu is violently lashing on my internal energy. Could it be that the yin energy is so strong that I can't control it? The signs are really bad. Yujin Hui gets unconscious. Is this inside my mind, right now? I consumed the elixir that Junior gave up for me. I have to make this energy mine quickly. That crow killed my entire family of sparrows, so I just killed it too. Why are you blaming me? Do you know, why do people call you a monster? Damn it, even with the heavenly body technique, is he still lacking in energy compared to mitsangsu's force? So, the demon within Yujin Hui found a weak spot in his mind and attacked. With Yujin Hui's talent, I thought he'd be able to absorb the elixir without any problem. I can't believe even the great Yujin Hui had a demon. Li Cheolsu rushed towards Jin Hui. Tsk, I hate unnecessary contact, so I wasn't going to use Ginger Daeon. But I can't let the blue whipstock turn into worthless paper. Get a hold of yourself, senior brother. That voice. Junior. You must seize control of the elixir's energy right now. I want to, but this demon. Chant the 3 yin true technique. Direct the yin energy through the points. Senior, listen to me. If you don't focus, you might fall into a state of demonic deviation. An enormous surge of energy. What powerful yin energy. But since it's Jin Hui, he can endure this much. If it were anyone else, they would have already become a shell of a person. I can't let my senior brother, who's destined to become the brightest future and is supposed to roll up his sleeves to help rebuild the sect, become weaker. Consider yourself self-lucky, Jin Hui, because your junior has reached the level of an absolute master before. Inside Yujin Hui's mind, Yu Jinhui is fighting with his inner demon. Demon, the price of the power I have had since I was born, the nature that is always lurking, waiting to consume my weakened self. Am I really going to be consumed by it? So futile. Don't give up, senior. Yu Jinhui regained his senses again. I can feel the energy of the junior. Could it be that he's performing transfer energy outside? Get a grip, senior. You must not let step the flow of energy. Don't be deceived by the demon in front of you. What's important is to absorb the elixir. I'll lessen your meridians somehow. It may be painful, but please create an opportunity for me. Outside, the yin energy is overwhelming, and it must be a difficult situation. The junior is taking a risk to help me. I can't give up. Yu Jinhui, fight with the inner demon. Defeat it. I have a rough idea of what junior is trying to do. First, absorb the elixir's essence to fill up my internal energy and try to subdue the demon. Then sense the lack of internal energy from controlling the essence, and the mind demon has opened its eyes. Then I just need to hold up that much internal energy. The inner demon suddenly wakes up again and rushes towards Yu Jinhui to attack him. But Li Cheolsu trapped him with his qi. Now's the time, senior. Yu Jinhui starts chanting the 3 yin true technique. You mustn't stop there. Break through the yin meridian. The inner escaped from Li Cheolsu's grasp and rushed toward Jinhui again, but Jinhui has already cleared his mind and crushed the inner demon. The energy has calmed down. It seems he has successfully absorbed the elixir. Well done, senior. Now send the yin energy to the platinum point, then open the yin and du meridians just around the corner. Inside Jinhui's mind. Junior, you're really tough with your yielding. You have been this way since the beginning. You always think of me first. To become stronger, you train every day. Yet you yield everything important to me. You always think of me. I appreciate how you take care of me. I'm happy, and it's unfortunate. I hope you take care of yourself too. Thanks to you, I was able to avoid becoming weaker. I will never forget this grace. If I can repay this grace even in the smallest way, I will. Anyway, I will always be on your side. Oh? So you are already performing the true elixir, the true technique. Since it's the heavenly body, the senior brother's tendons and meridians are different from an ordinary person. Sigh. This is really what a hardship truly requires, a lot of effort. But more importantly, is there really no other elixir? I thought I might have drunk an elixir that allows me to tear skin in a previous life, but it turned out to be nonsense. Is this why I avoided women like the plague in my previous life? It's already a problem, but overwhelming yang energy might have made me complex even worse. In any case, I feel bad for you putting yourself through all this trouble. Is there living mass even in this extreme yang energy? I was thinking about this and thought that this is what we need. The yang energy felt around the mass indicates that it grows. The obviously Hongyangte. It's of a very lower level than Mitsurongo, but Hongyangte is also a wonderful herb. While aimlessly lost in thought, I suddenly realized it's a miraculous herb. Ah, that makes sense. Mugaisek didn't just leave Mitsurongo without any alternatives. Is this how you manipulated after reincarnation? How did I start my lucky journey to it? Normally, it's common to gather the essence of the elixir into the lower dantian and transform it into internal energy. But I'm told the energy of Hongyangte circulates throughout my body and absorbs vitality. When the body becomes healthy, the vitality will be in control too. I can't foster the energy of a man. It's been so long since I felt genuine yang energy. It's not as strong as Mitsurongo, but now I have gained a body that doesn't get sick. This is a good outcome. Senior brother starts heading back, but it looks like he went to wash up after finishing his energy work. Since I feel gross, should I wash too? After all, this is the place where Mugisek lived, so there should be at least one bathhouse. Is senior brothers taking baths too? No, Junior, you can't come in. Yeah, I'll be waiting. It's a good thing. I can't let you see me in such an embarrassing state. Ah. I almost got caught by my junior brother for being a woman. Having lived my whole life disguised as a man, I still find myself flustered in these situations. My master always told me that in the martial world, a woman must live as a man to avoid being looked down upon and to face fewer hardships. Anyway, it was dangerous, but I'm really lucky to have taken that elixir. If I hadn't, I might have ended up crippled. It's hard to believe someone like Junior. Not only did he give me a priceless elixir without hesitation, but he also never resented me for my lack of talent in martial arts. I too want to do something for Junior. Yunjin Hui gets flustered. Why am I feeling this? Just thinking about him makes my heart race. I want to always be there for him, to help him so he doesn't face hardships, to be so wildly flustered. Yujin Hui suddenly gets anxious. What are you thinking? Have you gone mad? Jinwei, you like him. Impossible. No more. You can't allow yourself to feel more than brotherly affection. These feelings are merely brotherly affection. Also, this is foolish imagining right now. Rebuilding the sect, taking care of it, and standing by Junior's side. I can't do any of that in this fragile body of a woman who has to remain hidden. Taking a bath takes long. Isn't it supposed to be a 5-minute job for a perfectly healthy person? Of course, I tend to wash thoroughly because I know women dislike filth. Still, Junior's place is unexpectedly suspicious. The luminous pearls embedded everywhere speak of the former wealth of the Gongdong sect. Who would have imagined that the sect that produced Mungukja, the greatest swordsman under heaven, would fall into such decline? According to records from my previous life, 50 years ago after the massacre at Gongdong, only one survivor remained of the sect. Baekseon, the wielder of the heavenly sword. Baekseon survived because he was confined to a meditation cell, punished for misconduct in the inner palace. But even he wasn't highly skilled in martial arts. Most of the important martial texts were lost when the sect's library burned down, and so the rise of the Gongdong sect ended before it had a chance to take hold again. His disciple, Jin Seok, is now the current head of the Gongdong sect. The current head is the demon-slaying swordsman, John Yong. John Yong's title may sound impressive, but everyone knows it's used mockingly in secret. The name demon-slaying swordsman was given by the demon sect faction. Sayong Hui, who is constantly eyeing the remnants of the Gongdong sect, coined that name to mock the sect for losing its demon-slaying sword techniques. The martial texts recovered are such an important find. Mungukja may not have created this place with me in mind, but from the Gongdong sect's perspective, it seems nothing short of a heaven-sent blessing. If the legend is true that Mungukja erased all the records and the Gangshong blood cave is kept hidden, it makes sense why the demon sect never found it. But something seems odd. Why would Mungukja erase the records of such a sacred place? It seems unlikely for hiding a sanctuary from the Gongdong sect. Back then, they could have found the sacred place with their eyes closed. It's absurd to think the demons foresaw the sect's decline before the demon sect invasion. But one thing is certain, this sacred place, erased from history by Mungukja's will alone, holds something else strange. In my previous life, after obtaining the elixir, I came back here for secluded training. But by then, the cave entrance had already collapsed. But now, this place is in perfect condition without a single crumbled area. It looks like it could last for decades. Could it be that the Gangshong blood cave's collapse in my previous life wasn't natural? Junior, have you been waiting long? Junior, hurry and wash yourself. What is it, the effect of Mitaseong Xiu? But his face seems more beautiful than usual. Damn it. Junior, what are you doing? Nothing, I just needed to clear my head. Okay. Yujin Hui, why is that guy getting more handsome by the day? What is this? Could the scent of flowers be part of his meticulous grooming? This is so unreasonable. What's the point of wearing fragrant pouches when his face looks like a squid? Like that walking demon spawn. After the bath. Senior, what are you doing? You haven't done washing already, huh? I was just reorganizing the martial texts we recovered. It seems like once we return to the main sect, the Gongdong sect will have regained some of its lost arts. So far, we've only had the hard Yang Qi technique, the method of greater Yang. But now that we've discovered the foundational Yin techniques, the 3 Yin type techniques, we have recovered all the internal Qi techniques. Once the method of greater Yang and the 3 Yin type techniques reach their peak, one can step into the more advanced realm of the unified primordial Qi technique. But of course, the unified primordial Qi technique isn't here. There should be 8 martial texts in total, including the demon-slaying sword technique. Senior, Is this really the end? There are only 7 texts. Yes, I searched everywhere and there are only 7. What about the demon-slaying sword technique? Wasn't it there? Number, how could this be? In my previous life, Senior definitely found the demon-slaying sword technique here. There's no way the information from the Eastern faction is wrong. So that means the Swordmaster Nu Gukja didn't leave the demon-slaying sword technique as a written text. This isn't unheard of. There are many ways for a master to pass down martial arts without writing. But Nu Gukja, who has reached the transcendence of life and death, might have left behind his sword technique in some other manner. Oh right, I found some sword marks beyond the bath. Sword marks? Let me show you. From here. Couldn't they just be random scratches on the rock? You'll understand when you see them, Junior, because those marks are eerily beautiful.